Next on Bear News, a missing pet is every owner's worst nightmare. One UNC student hopes to bring his nightmare to an end.
Summer activities often seem to involve one item, water. The Bears took a break to slip into some summer fun before sliding into finals week.
A little rain and hail might scare some people, but not the UNC Bears. Coming up in sports, we'll see how the teams did not only against Mother Nature, but also against their opponents.
A few chances of rain in your upcoming forecast. I'll have the details in just a few minutes. We got all that and more on Bear News. Don't go anywhere.
UNC Student Senate elections results confirmed this week, UNC's new student body president is Barakat Ibarra. Previously serving as a counselor for the Humanities and Social Sciences, she decided to advance her Senate career for the 2015 to 2016 school year. Student Senate faces many funding changes this year, as well as increasing the transparency to the student body. Senate's new president, Barakat, tells us more about her goals for her upcoming term.
Some of my goals, some of the things that that has been talked about in Senate, the Commons is a big thing. So something I would like to try and do with that is try to get people to have better understanding of the Commons, because I feel like there's a lack of knowledge in that area. Definitely the big hit that Senate has had this year with the racial bias and such, and so maybe to combat it and to have a better dialogue within Senate members, since it is a pretty big position on campus and is basically leaders of campus. So having somewhat of a culturally sensitive training at the beginning of the year for everyone to kind of be on the same page to make sure those racial biases are not happening on Senate.
For more information about Senate's newest cabinet members, please visit www.unco.edu/studentsenate. From there, you can make suggestions for UNC's newest council.
To a lot of dog owners, their furry friends are practically their children. So when their dog goes missing, they feel like they're helpless and worried. As Bear News reporter Michelle Gregory tells us, that worry called one UNC student to do everything he can to get his beloved companion back home.
UNC student Austin Anderson said his dog Buck went missing April 2nd at about 11 o'clock p.m. after he left his backyard gate open. The next day, Austin put up flyers with his contact information and a picture of Buck.
Usually he'll go to a place where we've been before and stuff, and I think that's what he did, because when I put up flyers the next day, I heard some calls saying that he'd been on campus, which is where I normally take him.
One of those calls came from UNC student Philip Hartman, who says he saw a woman walking Buck right outside the University Center on April 13th.
I got on my bike and then I was riding and I saw the dog being pulled by a girl, and the dog looked frightened and scared.
When Austin heard Philip describing the dog's behavior, he thought only one thing.
Just from knowing my dog, I think that's how he would be. He's pretty wary of strangers, and he's really sweet and lovable, but he's just shy of strangers.
Although he understands a person's instinct to take in an animal they believe is a stray, Austin urges them to understand how much Buck means to him and how much he misses him.
And to have your best friend, wiggle and squeal and wag his tail and, roll over, that's tough to be missing.
Reporting from UNC, Michelle Gregory, Bear News.
If you think you see Buck, Austin wants you to call him at 334-546-3950. If April showers bring May flowers, what do May flowers bring? Final exams. As you start studying for finals week, be sure to take frequent breaks outside to get fresh air and clear the cobwebs. Colton is up soon to let you know when to expect pleasant weather, but first, the current conditions. Colton?
Thanks, Caitlin. Yeah, taking a look at that view outside, we do have some broken sunlight due to some nearby showers, and that could continue off for the evening hours. Look at our current conditions. We're currently about 71 with that mostly cloudy skies. Wind is about 9 miles per hour from the southwest. Tonight, some of those showers could stay in the area, get a few raindrops, but light winds, and it should stay mostly cloudy. Our nighttime low should be about 42. I'll have some more weather for you in just a few minutes.
Every year, the Student Employee Recognition Team hosts the annual Student Employee of the Year recognition event to honor students who go above and beyond. Nominated students gather to talk and enjoy snacks and cake before the award announcements. As part of the recognition, the presenter read the employer's nomination, telling why the student deserves this honor. Each nominee also received a gift pack with a t-shirt and other UNC memorabilia. The winner and 4 runners-up received trophies for their efforts as well as another gift pack. If an employer had multiple nominees, a poster listed the names of all the nominees from that employer. This was the recognition team's largest group of nominees in the history of the event.
The 9 News Health Fair offers people a chance to make sure they're in good health. The fair offered a variety of tests at the UC, most free or at very low cost. Some of the test offers included eye exams, skin exams, dental exams, even prostate and breast exams. You could get colon cancer kits along with free health advice. Site coordinator and assistant nursing professor Deb Rojas tells us how she thinks the fair went.
I feel like today's health fair went really well. We were able to offer more screenings this year than we were last year because we added a spinal assessment screen, which we didn't have last year. We had also optical this year, which we didn't have. We had a lot of the same screenings from last year. So to me, it's very encouraging to be able to offer a lot of screenings.
If you missed this year's fair, not to worry. The date for next year's health fair is already set, so you can be ready.
Coming up after the break, how well do you think you can freestyle rap? You'll see how one cultural event allowed students to showcase some entertaining talents.
Though Bishop Blair might seem like a useless and abandoned building on campus, it actually has an important purpose that involves gunfire. We'll let you know what it is in just a moment.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Kids will spend 8 minutes decorating their little brother.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Nothing brings people together quite like free food, trivia giveaways, and cultural entertainment. The African Students Association hosts a global cultural festival every year, this year being their 4th. Lindau Auditorium in Michener Basement filled quickly Thursday with students ready to educate themselves about global culture. Absad Abdul talked about the Global Refugee Center with a lighthearted, informative session to kick off the evening's events. Using her stunning voice, Nakia Summertime performed You Are My African Queen a cappella. Slam poet Essence Stanford recited poetry about Black issues and sang Believe by Cher. The CSU dance team performed several cultural numbers throughout the evening, showcasing a variety of styles from several countries. Hip-hop duo Brian Frederick and Joe Boy College shared their talent, rapping a few songs followed by Brian in a freestyle challenge. The audience shouted out a word and turned it into a freestyle. In a special appearance, the Hawaiian Dance Club performed several traditional and modern dances from both their men and women's duos. The ASA mission is to unite all African students attending UNC and promote awareness while showcasing Africa's beauty and rich culture.
With finals only a week away, UNC students feel the pressure and could definitely use a day of fun and relaxation. UNC Radio provided that and then some for the UNC community yesterday at its third annual Slip and Slide event. Roughly 500 students made their way over to the hillside behind the Butler Hancock. And at some point during the 5-hour event,
this is the third annual Slip and Slide. It was started by a very good friend of mine, and he graduated last year, so I wanted to keep it going because this is a great event. It's just the last thing before summer, before Dead Week, before finals for students to come out here and have a good time.
Students littered the lawn by the intramural fields throughout the afternoon. Some laid out in the grass talking with friends, dancing, or listening to the UNC radio jams. And of course, others took endless rides down the enormous Slip and Slide. They welcomed everyone to take a ride down the hillside slide. But before they did, they had to sign a waiver, and for a good reason. On their stomach, back, feet, or knees, students went down the slippery slide every which way you could imagine. Sometimes they went down solo, but most of the time everyone just piled on all at once. And most of those landings weren't very graceful. But a few cuts and bruises weren't about to stop any of the bears from enjoying the fun while it lasted.
I gotta tell you, Kayla, I've never been on a slip and slide.
I don't know how you have never been on a slip and slide. I went a couple years ago to that. It was actually a really good time.
They just scare me. Most students walk, drive, or park by the old Bishop Blair building every day without really giving it much thought. But every once in a while, you'll see several police squad cars parked around the empty building when there is no apparent crime in progress. And unless you look very closely, you'd probably never guess why they're there. UNC alum and UNC police officer Aaron Mass sat down with Bear News to explain why so many officers are inside the vacant building.
Everyone from canines to SWAT to just patrol officers will come out and use it for tactical training. We'll practice active shooter situations in that building. We can do some kind of firearm simulation training in there.
So if you walk around that area and you see police officers in the parking lot and signs on the doors that say things like police training in progress, well, that's exactly what's happening. So steer clear of the building. If you see people walking around Bishop Blair with guns, they probably have a badge too. So don't be nervous because chances are they're just your local police officers and everything's okay.
In this week's Pinterest Pick of the Week, we feature how to trick yourself into saving money according to premeditated.leftovers.com. The website suggests easy ways to make it seem like you aren't putting that much money away. And that's how you would trick yourself. One way is to save all your change and only use paper money to pay for things. The unspent change quickly adds up and doesn't pull from your budget. They also suggest you shop at grocery stores that tell you how much you saved in either sales or coupons. Set that amount aside. After all, that's money you would have spent if you didn't use those coupons or discounts. For the full list of tips, visit www.premeditatedleftovers.com. Every day, new forms of social media find their way into our everyday lives. As Bear News reporter Karel Komar tells us, Hollywood jumped on the social media bandwagon, paving the way for the new genre of horror movies when social media networks turn against us.
Unfriended tells the story of a tight-knit group of high schoolers whose night turns deadly when an unknown party intrudes on their Skype chat. The film takes place on the one-year anniversary of Laura Barnes' death. She was the main character of Blair Lilly's friend. Barnes killed herself after an embarrassing video of her appeared online, inciting a fury of cyberbullying from her peers. The entire film unfolds over Blair's computer screen, bouncing back and forth between YouTube videos, Facebook, Skype chats, and browser searches. And while that might seem boring, the film is everything but. When Blair, her boyfriend, and a few of their friends begin a typical late-night Skype chat, they realize an uninvited participant who no one seems to know creeped into their conversation. After countless failed attempts to remove the mysterious prowler, it's clear the crasher isn't going anywhere. Simultaneously, the friends start receiving cryptic messages from the dead girl's Facebook account. To avoid any further abuse from whoever's using the account, Blair unfriends Laura, an apparently deadly mistake that sets off a series of toxic events. One after another, the friends' Facebook accounts are uploaded with compromising pictures, followed by provoking and threatening messages in their chat. That incites massive arguments because none of them are actually uploading or typing anything. When they realize the chat lurker is probably Laura, making it look like they're saying and posting things that they're not, things begin to get really scary. After showing she could kill the remaining teens at any time, Laura forces them to play a deadly game of Never Have I Ever. With a fateful twist, of course, the loser dies. As the game grows longer with fewer players, the scares just get scarier. This desktop horror treads unforged path in its genre and opens the door for a potential sequel and other films like it. Unfriended does a wonderful job of reminding viewers just how fragile our ever-growing online worlds are. And in case you didn't catch it, the overarching message in this film is simple. Cyberbullying is bad.
Unfriended takes cyberbullying to a whole new terrifying level, but you can still catch the movie in theaters, or you can wait for the DVD release sometime in August.
Coming up after the break, Colton has your 5-day forecast.
Stay tuned.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to Bear News. I'm your meteorologist, Colton Grasmick. We're starting this week's weather segment in the southern hemisphere, southern Chile that is, where a volcano known as Mount Calbuco has blown. This is the first time it's blown in 4 decades. Here in southern Chile is where the volcano is, and on Google Maps, right here is the volcano, and over here you see the Pacific Ocean. But if we go to our next image, there's some really amazing photography coming out of this area. Here's the volcano blowing, and it has so much power that it's getting all the way up to the top of the troposphere. This is where the most of our weather occurs in our atmosphere, and there's a really stable layer up here, and it's hitting that layer and spreading out. And there's even so much power that it's pushing through that into the stratosphere. And now let's go to our area. Let's look at our visible satellite. So there's not much happening right now in our area, but this doesn't tell the whole story. So we're going to go to the next image, which is our water vapor imagery. We can see a little more what's happening. So we have a system down about in Arizona right now that's going to cause us a little more cloud cover tomorrow. But our main focus is this area off of the northwest, which is moving down quite rapidly and strengthening. So this could affect probably our Sunday into Monday, and it looks a lot like that system that came in last weekend. So as it comes to the Four Corners area, we could see some more rain and clouds. But it looks like it's a much faster system, so it should just keep going right on through. So our next image, we can see our surface fronts. We have a stationary front over Colorado right now, and that's helping get some of the storms we're seeing outside. And that could help some more storms continue to develop throughout the evening and into tomorrow. Now let's look at our surface temperatures. Right here we have that surface stationary front. We have that warm air sitting against the mountains. Greeley at 71, Rapid City 64. Out to the east, a little cooler, Omaha at 63, and down south, Oklahoma City 68. Our next graphic shows us our temperatures for tomorrow. Greeley should be about 66, Fort Morgan 70. And over in the mountains, Semo Springs 56, and Vail should stay cooler at 53. If we go into Saturday, temperatures are about the same. So let's take our next graphic. And there they are. They don't change too much. Some increase a little bit, while others stay about the same. So now let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. There on Friday, there's those clouds coming. It should stay mostly clouds throughout the day with a chance of rain, high of about 66. On Saturday, it might see some sunlight peeking through the clouds once in a while. But there is that chance for thunderstorms that still exist throughout the day, a high of 68. On Sunday, there's that system coming into the Four Corners area, bringing us some upslope winds and precipitation. So some rain maybe on Sunday and Monday as well, but maybe just mostly cloudy on Monday. On Tuesday, it moves out pretty quickly. We should see some nicer conditions. We'll say it's mostly sunny, high of 64. There's a baseball game too, so go out and enjoy the sun. Let's go to your sports.
Thanks, Colin. Before the break, we want to highlight some rugby in Jensen Park. Men's rugby is currently ranked 2nd in the nation. They had to defeat the University of the Pacific to obtain this ranking in the nation at the national tournament. And as for Jensen Park, he is a center fielder for the UNC baseball team. He is a senior and number 15. He recently became the UNC all-time hit leader. He had to surpass Kevin Sandberg, who had the record at 243. He currently has 253 career hits, 10 of which came against Utah Valley this past weekend. We'll have more after the break.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No?
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
After a postponed game Friday and a canceled game Saturday, Mother Nature couldn't stop the Bears from a 17-15 victory in a winner-take-all grudge match against Weber State Saturday in an offensive thriller. The Bears got off to a scorching start, scoring 5 runs through 2 innings. Melissa Marcovacchio's bat brought home 3 of those with a blast to center field. But the Bears' defense took its lumps, allowing 15 runs through 6 innings. Wildcat designated hitter Molly Horn led the way with 5 RBIs in the shootout. Heading into the bottom of the 6th inning now, the Bears down 7-15. Not much chance to come back, right? Wrong. The bats really came alive, demolishing the Wildcats with 10 runs in the bottom of the 6th. The defense met the challenge in the 7th and last inning, allowing no runs and sealing the 17-15 win. Saturday's second game of the doubleheader lasted only 4 innings, giving UNC the single-game win over Weber State in a wild game series. Mother Nature defeated the softball team, but the baseball team showed no mercy this weekend. After weather caused an hour and 10-minute game delay Saturday afternoon, UNC still came out on top, defeating Utah Valley 7-6. Weather on Sunday improved when the Bears took on the Wolverines in a doubleheader. The Bears took the sweep as they won the series 12-7 and 4-1. With the sweep, the Bears slid into 4th place in the WAC. A midweek game helps the Bears baseball team as they wind down their season. The Bears beat the Metro State Roadrunners at Jackson Field Tuesday afternoon by a score of 6-5. The Bears scored all the runs in the first 4 innings, leading to Zach Heath's first career victory as a Bear. The Bears now play a 3-game set in Texas versus Texas Pan American over the weekend. It's always nice to end the season on a high note. Just ask the UNC women's tennis team as it rebounded from a disappointing loss to Weber State on April 12th. The Bears defeated in-state rival Colorado State 5-2 on Friday at the Workout West tennis courts. After honoring senior Christy Houlihan for her tennis career at UNC, the Bears got to work against the Rams. Always reliable number 2 doubles pair Chrissy Houlihan and Lindsay Bennett defeated Leah Hernandez-Soler and Madison Porter 7-6. It was also the pair's 4th win in a row. Freshman Leah Krejcikova improved to 13-9 on the season after defeating Natalie Heffron at number 1 singles 4-6, 6-4, and 6-3. After the season's end, head coach Brenda Blask announced she signed Liliana Kreutzer for the upcoming 2015-2016 season. Kreutzer saw huge success during her high school career in British Columbia. She played number 1 singles for her entire high school career, is ranked top 10 in British Columbia, and in the top 100 in Canada. After only losing 1 senior this season, next season should be promising. That's a wrap on the women's golf season, ending with the Big Sky Tournament at the Ocotillo Golf Resort on Tuesday. UNC placed 7th as a team in the 3-day tournament, dropping only 2 points on the leaderboard. Most players and coach Stephen Bidney are satisfied with the outcome. Junior Amanda Myers placed 4th overall in the tournament. All 5 starters return next season, ready to swing back into action. If you've set to make weekend plans for the weekend, how about joining UNC Athletics for its Spring Fling celebration? Kicking off the weekend on Friday, UNC hosts the 5th annual Friends of Football golf outing at Boomerang Golf Course at 1 o'clock. Then join the 7th annual Women's Walk Saturday at 10 a.m. To register, go to www.uncalumni.org/womens-walk 2015. Following the Women's Walk to the spring football game at noon. But don't forget to do a little tailgating at the FenFest tailgate party starting at 9 a.m. Double Play Sports Grill hosts the wrap on the social starting at 3:30 p.m. With so many fun events going on, there's no excuse to stay in all weekend.
Thanks, Ashley. Coming up after the break, it's hard not to love Colorado and all it offers. One of the ways we show our state pride is through our sports teams.
The football season is over, so our main focus is on the Rockies. How far will they go this year? Bears give their input in this week's question of the week.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper. As a parent, you want to make sure that your child knows how to deal with bullying when they see it happening. And chances are they want to help, but they don't really know how. Well, teach them that the best thing to do is calmly walk away, find a teacher or other adult, and speak up. And do your part. Be that adult they can talk to and trust will listen. Join me to help stop bullying. Go to stopbullying.gov to find out more.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
The Rockies always seem to shine in April, and well, not so much later in the season. But will this year be a little different? Bear News reporter Ashley Stitch went out with this week's question of the week.
This week's question of the week is, do you think the Rockies have a chance at having a winning season this year?
I hope so.
Oh, heck yeah.
No, they'll quit in July, like usual. Tulo will get hurt, and that's it.
I always think they have a chance of having the winning season, but that's because I'm a Rockies fan.
I'm a Dodgers fan, so I think not.
No, because they always lose.
A winning season, yes. A playoff bid, no.
Possibly. They've had a good start.
I'm a Cardinals fan, so I hope not.
I hope so.
Yes.
Dick Montfort has a lot of confidence in their team, so I'm just going to piggyback off of that and hope for a good season. It might be a little too early to say, but it's good to see that UNC is full of some hopefuls. Reporting from the University Center, I'm Ashley Stitch, Bear News.
Were you able to attend opening day, Kayla?
No, I wasn't. I'll make it down there this summer, though.
Yeah, me too, definitely. Gotta love the Rockies.
All right, well, comment on our Facebook page, Bear News 98, to suggest next week's question of the week.
And that's all we have for tonight. Thanks for joining us this evening. We'll be back next week.
Until then, stay up to date on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Bear News 98. Be sure to like us.
Have a great week.